Welcome into the CHGO White Sox post-game show, coming to you live from Studio A of our CHGO offices here in the West Loop of Chicago. I'm your host, Sean Anderson. Alongside me, Herb Lawrence.
Hello.
You can follow him at HectorWall23. He's our CHGO White Sox community leader. You can follow this show at CHGO_White Sox, and you can follow me at Sean_W_Anderson. We're going to be later joined by our CHGO White Sox beat writer, Vinnie Duber from Guaranteed Rate Field. And we're being produced today by Sarah.
Hi.
Hello. Make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button. Make sure you're subscribing to the CHGO Sports YouTube channel. And remember, Herb, I think this is a good distinction because sometimes people tag us on Twitter thinking that
we're the White Sox.
We're the White Sox. We're not the White Sox.
Team would be better if we were the White Sox.
You said it, not me. The Sox lose 10-2. They lose another series. They lose a series to the New York Yankees. And hey, you know, it's not just another series loss. Let's give a milestone home run to Aaron Judge. He hits his 300th, and Juan Soto didn't hit enough yesterday, right? He wanted to hit one in that last at-bat, didn't get the chance to, so his first at-bat today, number 4. So, I mean, technically, can we say he hit 4 homers in a game? No?
I mean, he hit 4 home runs in 4 consecutive plate appearances, or 4 consecutive at-bats. Because he got walked on one.
There you go. Yeah. So 4 consecutive at-bats.
Yeah.
There you go. So, I mean, it's very charitable of the Chicago White Sox in this time of need when you're under 30 wins with not a lot to give to the New York Yankees. The Yankee fans needed it. They were desperate.
I mean, I got one Yankee fan who's been a friend of mine for a while. His name is Carl Martinez. He lives in Dallas now. And so every time the Yankees play the White Sox, he's like doom and gloom. That first game where the White Sox housed them, he was like, oh, this is over. White Sox going to sweep the Yankees. I'm like, Carl, this is a 29-win team. They're not doing a goddamn thing. Yesterday, and I was talking to him on Tuesday, I was like, yesterday was the exception. The next couple games will be the rule. And we saw exactly what happened today. Today was what I expected for the whole series. The White Sox showed up for the first 2 games. Today, they showed up for about 6 innings. And then it was like, Yankees like, that's enough. I think, no, they scored in the 7th inning, right? The 7th inning, they took over the lead.
Yes.
And then the 8th inning, they poured on some more. So, yeah, the White Sox did well up until the top of the 7th. And then the Yankees like, that's enough.
That was enough. They took off the kitty gloves finally and beat our ass. So thankfully, the Yankees woke up and, you know, delivered the beating that we deserved. You really stopped pulling any punches, and Aaron Judge, you know, deposited number 300. I mean, there was another homer, wasn't there too? Obviously the Soto one. The Wells homer too.
Yeah.
They went back to back, Judge and Wells. It was a very fun time. Yankees win 10-2.
And it wasn't for the great defensive stylings the whole night long by Dominic Fletcher. That would have been another double after the Wells home run because Dominic Fletcher went up and grabbed one in the right center field gap that scored a run for the Yankees.
That was before.
Earlier than that. And he had one on sliding on the right field line. So Dom Fletcher's been balling.
Verdugo doubled. Cabrera scored from second. Then Soto was walked to get to Judge. Yes. And then Judge hit the homer.
No, I'm talking about after the home run. There was another deep drive, too.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And my bad. Dominic Fletcher ended the game.
Yeah, Grisham into right. My bad. I thought you were talking about the one where, you know, then
we tagged up.
Yeah, Cabrera's scoring from second base, but that's different. We appreciate everyone hanging out with us. White Sox Tom, Alejandro, Axminster. Make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button. If you do have any thoughts, make sure you're sharing them with us in the comments there. We'll pop them up on the screen. Your guy Chad Kuhl, though, in the 8th inning, you said, you know, Chad Kuhl is ice cold.
I mean, it wasn't a strike. It was inside and about to hit Aaron Judge, and he just brought the hands in and murdered the ball. 110 miles per hour off the bat. Just a line shot.
I also don't know if it's Chad Kuhl's fault. I think it's Grady Sizemore's fault. I understand you just intentionally walked Juan Soto, who has like 5 homers in the series alone.
Yeah.
But you're walking him to get to Aaron Judge?
Yeah.
The guy that your guy Carl is comparing to the first 9 seasons of Frank Thomas? I don't know about that. That doesn't make a lot of logical sense to me. I understand there's a runner on second. There's a base open. Then you get the force out as well. There's 1 out, so a double play gets you out of the inning. But it's Aaron Judge.
And also, at that time, wasn't it already like 6-2? So, the game wasn't out of reach. But, if you walk Soto, or if you just pitch to Soto and he hits a single there, 7-2, it really doesn't matter. You're going to lose that game anyways. But I get it. And remember at the time I said that Verdugo was kind of selfish for going to the double, but, I was more tongue-in-cheek there. But he set up that 300th home run because if he doesn't go to second there, they're going to pitch to Soto. You don't know what happens there. Maybe it's a home run, his 5th in 2 games. And then Judge actually does get the chance to hit his 300th. But the fact that he went to second, had first base open, which is fine. And I actually don't mind that Grady Sizemore walked Soto. But I mind that he walked Soto in front of Judge. It's a hard lineup to pick your poison on. If you're going to not face Soto, you got to face an actual better hitter, which is weird to say, in Aaron Judge.
Yeah, the guy that you are choosing not to face, the guy that has had 5 straight seasons of 100 walks since 2019, who is younger than Brooks Baldwin or is younger than, I think, Tim Elko.
Yes.
Younger than Tim Elko is out here, and that's the guy you choose to not face and not the reincarnation of Barry Bonds. I guess right-handed Barry Bonds. Is that the best comparison for Judge?
I don't know.
Right-handed Lou Gehrig.
He's in a class by himself. I don't know anybody who hits the ball as hard besides his other teammate, Giancarlo Stanton.
Right, but even you look at the bat speed stat on StatCast, and it doesn't even seem like Judge is trying that hard.
No,
it feels like Judge could probably swing a 34-ounce bat a lot harder than he currently is. Up to the percentage that Stanton is, but no, Aaron Judge
all he swings
likes
a 34.
I don't know if it's 34. I just throw out a baseball bat number out there. It's probably like 38. I'll look up Aaron Judge.
I'm sure, but the 34, he can get that, swing that shillelagh through the zone quickly, and that bat speed will be 34.
35-inch, 33-ounce. That's hilarious because my 16-inch clincher that I got from my dad's a 34-ounce softball bat. Yes. So I swing a heavier bat than Aaron Judge. So take that. When you guys are looking at me playing in the Cup League, the Media League, which I have retired from, just know that I am a better hitter than Aaron Judge because I swing a heavier bat than him. But yeah, smartest part about Aaron Judge's homer, obviously you can debate, whether they should have walked Soto or not. Mm-hmm. But Aaron Judge, for that milestone, the IQ to hit it directly into the bullpen. Smart. There's no Zach Hampel nonsense. Ugh. There's no fighting through a sea of people. There's no signing bats. All you have to do is just have Chad Kuhl retrieve it. Or, not even Chad Kuhl, but Tuki Toussaint, because he had the day off. Or Drew Butera, just, throw the ball back in there. Mm-hmm. It's very smart of Aaron Judge to not have to deal with the memorabilia hawks and just hit it right directly into the White Sox bullpen. White Sox Tom asking, why is Robert still in the lineup? I guess we could talk about that in just a second. But Diego, a new name that we see in the chat, shout out to Diego for joining us. All of these White Sox losses, all of these ass kickings from Juan Soto and Aaron Judge, all of this not to get a top 10 pick next year. So remember what this is all for, Herb.
Absolutely nothing.
The guy 10th overall in the 2025 MLB draft. Hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already. Make sure you're subscribed to the CHGO Sports YouTube channel. We do have an off day show tomorrow at 5:30. Vinny talked to Justin Jersley, so we will have some audio from Justin Jersley, the new third base coach, if you're interested in joining us for that. We also got Vinnie Duber joining us from Guaranteed Rate Field in just a second. I'm excited to talk about Davis Martin also after the break, but I think sticking with Judge, hitting the 300th home run is likely smart here. Fewest games to 300 homers in Major League Baseball history. Aaron Judge, 955. Second on the list, Ralph Kiner, 1,087.
Damn.
So 955
a whole season he beat him
compared to
ahead of
1,087.
a whole season.
Literally. And that guy's in second. Ryan Howard's in third, 1,093. Juan Gonzalez, 1,096. A-Rod, 1,117 games. And then teammate Giancarlo Stanton, 1,119 games. So insane what Aaron Judge has done so far. I know that the comparison has been thrown out to Frank Thomas, but that's not a bad comparison, right? Your first 9 seasons, hey, I'm playing like a Hall of Famer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's if he stopped playing today, he would be a Hall of Famer. His first 8+ seasons have been glorious, absolutely glorious. And unlike Frank, he plays the field, and we saw yesterday, plays a pretty solid center field. And that throw he threw from mid center field right to home to stop a runner from scoring, hey man, it gets you some of his WAR. And I think when it's all said and done, he'll be up there with Frank Thomas as far as home runs. I think Frank has over 500 home runs. Judge already just hit his 30th or his 300th, and he's 32 years old now. Mm-hmm. And so if he keeps on this pace, I think by the time he hangs him up, he will be at or above what Frank Thomas did in home runs. Probably won't catch Frank in average because Frank is I think over 300 hitter. And slugging and on base, I mean, slugging he'll be there. On base, Frank is just another world. Frank is like a combination of Juan Soto's patience, where he had 100 runs, 100 walks, a certain amount of home runs each year. Like his first 7 years, only like Ted Williams did it. So the patience of Soto with the power and the home run ability of Aaron Judge, but Judge is a little bit stronger.
Can I tell you something
which is weird to say?
Well, I mean, you're right about the Soto thing. You could look at Frank Thomas's stats, and from 1991 to 1998, he drew 100 walks in every single one of those seasons. So very Soto-esque there. But this one's pretty surprising. Frank Thomas never led the league in home runs.
No.
And that's the one thing with Aaron Judge. I don't know if you've heard about this. Very good home run hitter, has led the league 3 different times, currently leading the American League, then also hit 62, broke the American League record that year, and then hit 52 back in 2017. So I guess that is the true, just real definer there is, A, the 6'7" freak plays in one of the smallest baseball stadiums in Major League Baseball, but also it is immense power from Aaron Judge. And obviously, Frank Thomas had immense power as well, but it does seem like Judge's power is, I don't know, maybe a little bit more natural, a little bit easier for him to tap into. Frank, it seemed like it was every single part of his body was needed to generate power, and that obviously led to the breakdown of his body.
Yep.
Judge, we've seen a little bit of a breakdown of his body, but if he moves to designated hitter at some point, I feel like he's probably going to be aging gracefully. There's just something so clean about his mechanics that I love to watch. I know that some people worry about the way that he rolls over on his ankle, that front ankle, but big guy hit ball far. Very fun to watch.
Yeah, and he's not moving from that Mickey Mouse ballpark, so more home runs will be hit in that ballpark. So, yeah, 301 is what Frank Thomas finished at, Fred. I think 417 for the on base and 555 for the slugging. For a 974 OPS for his career.
Yeah, Judge is going to hit the 500 homers, but I mean, right now, career average 288 for Judge, hitting 322 this year. That's his best. Like,
yeah.
I mean, if he just starts raking, I mean, I don't think it's crazy that he might get to 300 average.
Yeah, I think he's had way too many at bats to make that go up there. He would probably have to average like this 322 for the rest of his career, which I don't think he can do.
I mean, I hear you. Last year, only 267, but I mean, even that year that he hit 62 homers, a 311 average. So, I mean, he's had a 300 average in 2 seasons before. I don't know. I wouldn't put it past him. He is very good at baseball.
If you're asking me, and Carl was asking me, which player would I take not in their first 8+ years? I am sad to say it, but yeah, Aaron Judge, because he plays the field.
Yeah.
Playing the field at a pretty good level is the trump card. Like, Frank was a butcher at first base and one of the best designated hitters of all time.
If they're both first basemen, then I'll probably take Frank, but the fact that Judge is a center fielder, I mean, really doesn't even, put Frank in a fair competition.
Yeah.
And I mean, if we're talking greatest first baseman of all time, Frank Thomas, top 5 for sure, but I don't know. Aaron Judge.
When they were doing that little breakdown of like Albert Pujols, Miguel Cabrera, and other great first basemen, Frank had, I think, outpaced most of those people as far as total hitter. But as far as a player, a total player, Aaron Judge is a better player than Frank Thomas, which is not hard to say. But Frank Thomas for 7 years, man. Just otherworldly.
And Axminster does throw out that Aaron Judge is now on pace for most strikeouts in Major League Baseball history. But,
awesome.
Hey, I think he'll take that because I think he's got to play a certain amount of games to even reach that threshold to tally up that many strikeouts.
I don't think Packers fans are mad that that bum Brett Favre has the most interceptions in the history of NFL. Brought him a championship.
Cole fans are not upset that Peyton Manning threw the most interceptions in a rookie season before. So, Caleb, if you want to throw 30 interceptions in your rookie year, it doesn't matter as long as you win 12 games.
Don't do that, Caleb.
If Caleb throws 30 interceptions but the Bears win 12 games, would you be upset?
No.
You're qualifying. I asked you a question. No,
I would not.
No, you wouldn't be. You'd be pumped. All right. You know what I'm pumped for, Herb? Z-Biotics.
I am also pumped for it because let me tell you, Sean, if this is a surefire way to wake up feeling fresh after a night of drinking, it's with Z-Biotics pre-alcohol. Pre-alcohol is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by a PhD scientist to tackle rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in your gut. It is this byproduct, not dehydration, that is to blame for your next rough day. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. Just remember to make Z-Biotics your first drink of the night. Drink responsibly, and then you'll feel your best tomorrow. From vacations to weddings to birthdays and reunions, there's so much going on right now. Get the most out of your summer plans by stocking up on pre-alcohol now. Go to zbiotics.com/CHGO socks to get 15% off your first order when you use the code CHGO SOX at checkout. Pre-alcohol is backed with 100% money-back guaranteed, so if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they'll refund you your money, no questions asked. Remember to head to zbiotics.com/CHGO socks and use the code CHGO SOX at checkout for 15% off. Thank you, Z-Biotics, for sponsoring this episode, and good times.
Absolutely. We also want to let you know about our friends over at Sunnyside Cannabis Dispensary. They are here to elevate your summer. Talk about good times. Sunnyside is your home for judgment-free cannabis shopping. They have a crazy selection with over 100 different strains to choose from with easy online ordering and in-store pickup. Wherever you are in Illinois, Sunnyside has a location for you. They have spots as far south as Champaign and as far north as South Beloit. So stop into the store nearest you for expert guidance from their staff or select from quality lines like Cresco or Floracal. And here for the summer is Good News' Tea Time Disposable Vape, bringing a classic lemonade flavor that is perfect for the golf course because we all need a little help staying loose on the green. And also check out Good News' Free Spirit vape and cartridges that are all new. They have a lush mango flavor, and these vapes are perfect for tapping into your flower power. So head over to sunnyside.shop for bright buys every day, including 50% off your first 3 online purchases. Enter promo code HICHGO at checkout to qualify. Again, for 50% off your first 3 online purchases at sunnyside.shop. Enter promo code HICHGO at checkout to qualify for 50% off your first 3 online purchases. Exclusions apply. Sunnyside Cannabis Dispensary. Bright buys every day. Only for 21 plus or Illinois medical card holders. Sir, can you scroll up just a little bit? I think it's a fair question there for PB64 saying Frank is one of 9 players in Major League Baseball history with a 300 career average and 500 home runs. Herb Lawrence, you already have 1 of the 9. It's Frank Thomas. And I'll give you a bonus one. Lou Gehrig was a 300 hitter, a 340 average. Is that good?
That's decent.
Okay. 493 homers. Obviously, Lou Gehrig could have gotten there, but some clear reason why he didn't. Hey, you know what?
We'll open up to Vinny, too?
We're going to open it up to Vinny. We are going to do this a little. Call me Regis Philbin. All right, I am going to extend a lifeline to Herb Lawrence. Vinnie Duber with Aaron Judge hitting his 300th home run. We are now talking about him versus Frank Thomas, which has now led into a discussion of the 9 players in Major League Baseball history who have had a 300 batting average and 500 career home runs. We have already revealed one of those answers. It's Frank Thomas. So can you help Herb Lawrence name the other 8 men?
500 homers and a 300 career batting average.
Correct. I have one.
Ken Griffey Jr.
Ken Griffey Jr. is in 284 average.
I'm going to go with Ted Williams.
Ted Williams is correct. Him and Frank Thomas both had 521 career homers. Frank with a 301 average. Ted Williams with a 344.
Hank Aaron.
Hank Aaron is correct. Hank Aaron with a 305 average.
William Mays.
William Mays, 301 batting average.
660 home runs.
Yes.
How about Ernie Banks?
Ernie Banks, no. Ernie Banks had a 274 batting average.
I'm trying to think of other 300 hitters that also powered the ball. I'm going to go Frank Robinson.
No. Frank, we have brought up Frank a decent amount this month, but a 294 average for Frank.
What a bum.
Yeah.
How about Eddie Murray?
No, Eddie Murray. You guys are doing a good job of naming everybody who...
Just below?
Yeah, Eddie Murray, 504 home runs. You're naming guys with 500 home runs.
I just mentioned him, Miguel Cabrera.
Miguel Cabrera, Miggy, 306 career batting average. He's
How
tied
about
with somebody on
Albert
the homer list.
He said Albert Pujols.
Albert Pujols is not. Albert had a
Angels.
296 average.
Angels
so very,
years.
very, very close.
As PB 64, how about Mickey Mantle?
Mickey Mantle, he PB 64 threw this out, so I'm assuming that he knows it, but Mickey Mantle's incorrect. A 298 batting average for Mickey Mantle, which is the same as Barry Bonds. So I'll give you a hint there. No Barry Bonds, no Mickey Mantle.
How about the great Herman Ruth?
Thank you. Yeah, Herman Ruth with a 342 average because he was going up against pipe fitters.
How about Harmon Killebrew?
No, another 500 homer hitter, but a 256 average for Harm.
I know he didn't hit to the home runs, but Rod Carew.
No, Rod Carew it is not. You got 3 more left. He did convert.
Yes.
3 more old. One is a former White Sox that you should get. There's one that we need to get.
I'm gonna go with the toy cannon, Jimmy Fox.
Jimmy Fox is correct.
The toy cannon.
That was going to be one of the tougher ones, I thought, but no, you got Jimmy Fox. 325 average for Jimmy Fox, 534 homers. One guy from 1926 to 1947. One guy graced a video game cover.
Manny Ramirez.
Manny Ramirez. There you go. 555 homers for Manny and a 312 batting average for Manny. Also, hold on. I got to find this picture. We were at the takeover. Oh, my phone's over there. We were at the takeover, and our guy, Marcos, said he was in Cleveland for SummerSlam, and he was walking around the streets of Cleveland, and he ran into this guy who said he really liked his sunglasses. And he was like, wait, you're Manny Ramirez. And he gave Manny Ramirez his sunglasses, and then Marcos said he was on Manny Ramirez's Instagram, and there's Manny Ramirez at, who was it? Was it Tommy?
It was somebody's retirement. I forgot. Yeah, it was probably Tomy's.
I think it was Tomy's induction into the Cleveland Hall of Fame. And there is Manny Ramirez sitting on the field at Jacob/Progressive Field wearing Marcos's sunglasses at Jim Tomy's Hall of Fame induction. So Manny Ramirez, 500 homers and 300 career batting.
I'm assuming that guy's a Yankee, 26 to 40 something.
26 to 47. He was a New York player.
Okay, so 9 Met. Ralph Kiner.
No.
I'm trying to think.
Mel Ott.
Mel Ott. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. We can end this bit. PB, thanks us for playing this. And we appreciate Vinny for driving the nail in the coffin. Also, Diego, I appreciate you throwing out Lou Gehrig in the chat, but I mentioned in right before, it was the first thing I said. Lou Gehrig at a 354 batting average, but was 7 homers away.
But Diego's right. The toy cannon in that MLB The Show couldn't be stopped. He was a home run hitter. If you do the home run derby, that 5'3" dude hit home runs.
Yeah, I mean, he hit 500. I mean, he was one of the first.
And apparently the inspiration for Jimmy Dugan in A League of Their Own.
I did not watch that movie. No,
you never watched A League of Their Own?
Yeah, it's I got a lot of what's it called? Blind spots.
And I'll beat you to it, Vinny.
Cultural.
Yes, that's me, a guy who's never watched any of the Star Wars, saying to you, you haven't watched A League of Their Own.
Sarah with a
Sarah
with a
How have you not
disgusted in me.
watched any of the Star Wars?
I'm a contrarian by nature, Sarah. So once I didn't watch it, once everybody was watching, I was like, ugh, no.
You've
Sorry.
never watched A League of Your Own, but I've never seen the most popular movie franchise ever.
I love Star Wars.
What's that?
I love Star Wars.
Oh, yeah. Who doesn't?
I don't watch any of those movies. Like what's the one with the
Dodgeball.
No,
Harry Potter?
God, I forgot it. I even forgot the J.R.R. Tolkien movies.
Oh, The Hobbit.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of those.
Lord
The
of the
Hobbit,
Rings
Lord of the
stuff.
Rings.
See,
Yeah.
I don't like that one anyways.
I haven't watched any of those either.
All right. We're going to get away from movie talk here on the CHGO White Sox postgame show. Before we hit a break, let's ask Vinnie Duber about his most recent article that you can check out at allchgo.com. I didn't mean to be rude with the video that I quoted your article to promote it with, so my bad on that. But I don't know. I just immediately saw your way of framing this, and I thought there's no chance because everything that you've been telling me is that they're going to be going outside of the organization. But could he really be the guy, Grady Sizemore? Could he be the next manager for the Chicago White Sox?
I mean, I think you just described exactly how I feel, which is probably not. They're going to go outside the organization. But I think people keep asking about it. Certainly you were asking me about it the other night and kind of inspired that line of, what I wrote today. And Grady keeps talking about how much fun he's having, how much he's liking this, how much he'd like to continue it, and I don't think he necessarily has any expectation that he will. But the idea of, if everything goes right, it'd be great. I'd love to stick around. I love this place kind of thing. You're not hearing a lot of positivity surrounding the White Sox this season, and to see somebody who's having fun and who's reminding you that, baseball is a game that is supposed to be fun, to quote Tom Selleck, you get refreshed a little bit. So I think any positivity coming in right now, it's worthwhile asking that question of can he stick around, because I think people have finally something to smile about a little bit. Even if he did just go 1-4 in his first homestand, at least there was a 1 in there, right? And everybody got to see him with the shirt soaking wet, covered in shaving cream the other night, and it probably provided a little bit of positivity in what has been an otherwise overwhelmingly negative season here on the South Side. So I think you have to say that anything's possible, because Chris Getz has described himself as open-minded, and the team is open-minded in terms of how they're going to approach this managerial search. And so if something does land right in their lap that would be good, they're not going to discount it. But that being said, I think a broad and thorough and wide-ranging search would probably accomplish a lot more of what Chris Getz wants, which is to find ideas from outside, which is to find perspectives from outside. I don't think they might, I don't know if you can phrase it as getting tripped up by someone who might be in their organization and might be kind of a hire from within. But listen, he's doing a good job. The players are responding to him. It seems that he's managing well, if that makes any sense. And I think that fans are right to feel refreshed and renewed by this switch. And I think the clubhouse does as well.
How about, what did Grady have to say about the Sophie's Choice he had to deal with in the 8th inning after the Verdugo double? He has a choice of walking Juan Soto or going against Juan Soto with the base open, or walking Juan Soto and then going against Aaron Judge. So how did he describe what went on in that 8th inning and how he made his decision?
Yeah, he was asked, I think the question was along the lines of what went into the decision to walk Juan Soto ahead of Aaron Judge? And he just looked at the reporter who asked it and went, probably the 4 homers that he's hit against us. I think he phrased it as pick your poison. And certainly I don't think anybody could second guess that, even though the result was what it was. Juan Soto has been destructive against this White Sox pitching staff the last 2 nights. To go ahead and put him in an open base, I don't think anybody would be too angry with, even though the guy after him might end up winning the MVP this year and is already going down as one of the best home run hitters baseball's ever seen.
All right, we're going to take a break here. I'm excited to talk about Davis Martin's start, because before Davis Martin left the game, it was pretty for the White Sox, and then it got real ugly. But we'll talk about the pretty stuff for the Chicago White Sox right after the break. Herb Lawrence, why don't you let people know about Game Time?
Game Time is an authorized ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer it gets to first pitch. Game Time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all the sports, music, comedy, theater events that are near you. And with killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their best price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying tickets. You've heard me talk about the Atlanta story. I went down to Atlanta a couple years ago.
We love the Atlanta story.
Me and my fiance, we went to Game Time, bought these tickets. Then we searched all the rest of the secondary marketplaces and found one that had a lower price in the row and section that we were sitting in. We sent this information to Game Time, and within 12 minutes, I got 110% of the difference into my Game Time account because Game Time is the only ticketing app that gives you complete peace of mind with your purchase. See the views from your seat before you buy, so you know exactly what to expect when you arrive. And all-in prices show your total upfront, so you know you're getting a great deal without any of the hidden fees. And they're obsessed with finding you ways to help you save money on tickets. Game Time has deals on the tickets right up to the start of the event and even an hour after that event starts. It is the place to go to find last-minute seats. And with zone deals, you pick the seats, Game Time picks you pick the section, Game Time picks the seats for an average savings of 18%. And in the Game Time guarantee means you'll always get the best price. You find tickets in the same section and row for less, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the code CHGO for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CHGO for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices, guaranteed.
We also want to let you know about our friends over at Rugged Road. Rugged Road is dedicated to creating innovative and durable outdoor gear for adventurers who demand the best. Their products are designed with the highest quality materials and craftsmanship, ensuring they perform in the toughest conditions. Whether you're on land or water, Rugged Road gear is built to accompany you on every single adventure, and that's why they designed it to be floatable. One of the most unique features of Rugged Road coolers is their ability to always float upright, so you'll never lose a drink, and their lightweight design means you can transport it wherever. Unlike other heavy-duty coolers, Rugged Road coolers are incredibly light, making them easy to transport them on any trip without compromising on performance. They're also durable and dependable. They are crafted to handle the toughest environments. Their coolers are built to last, ensuring they can keep up with us for any adventure, and their coolers are guaranteed to keep the contents cool up to 7 days, but oftentimes much longer than that. And they're versatile. They're perfect for a variety of outdoor adventures, from fishing and tubing to camping and tailgating. These coolers are designed to meet the needs of every outdoor or sport enthusiast. So gear up for your next adventure with Rugged Road coolers. They're reliable, durable, and built to be used. Rugged Road is your ultimate outdoor companion. Head to ruggedroadoutdoors.com and use code CHGO for 10% off. That's ruggedroadoutdoors.com and use code CHGO for 10% off. Vinny got a chance to chat with Gavin Sheets after tonight's game. So here is Gavin Sheets.
Gavin, what's kind of been working for you over this homestand, but really the last couple of weeks? I think you're able to go for 22 or something.
Just getting back to using the whole field. That's what I did really well in April and May. And, I think I started to chase power naturally and did it the wrong ways, trying to pull off the ball and hit the ball to right field. But, feel good getting back to the full field and using left field again.
To kind of, in line with that, get Comer a little bit to the opposite field, does that kind of feel like, reward for what you're trying to do?
Yeah, it felt great. I felt like I was close to, in Oakland. I thought I was making good swings there, and obviously last week been making really good swings the opposite field, and paid off with one that got out, which has been a while. So obviously felt good there, and I'm just going to try to continue this.
What was the first homestand with Brady like overall? Obviously you wanted a few more wins. But...
Yeah, obviously you take out the wins and losses. I thought it was great. I thought we really competed. I thought we played a high-energy baseball. I thought we played clean baseball. And we were in pretty much every single game. Obviously today got away from us a little bit and late there, but I'm really proud of the way we played, and I think I think the energy was great, and I think he was really happy with us as well.
You've hit a few home runs in your time. Obviously you don't want to root for the other side, but fastest guy in baseball history to 300 home runs for his career.
Yeah, I knew that was his 300th, and it's pretty incredible to watch him play close. Him and Soto both, but especially Judge. just a class act. That's the guy you want representing Major League Baseball. So more than anything, obviously, unbelievable player and an incredible start to his career. But just a great person that models what it is to be a professional.
It is decent view to some of the plays Dominic made tonight. Right?
Yeah.
Just what it's like to watch him.
It's incredible. A lot of fun to watch him out there. I see it every day in BP as well, and he can really go get it. So seeing all three of those plays that he made was a lot of fun. Really incredible to watch him go out there and the energy he plays with, and awesome plays.
And I believe that last question by James Fegan was referring to Dominic Fletcher, right? So why don't we start there? It seems like Dominic Fletcher has some support within the White Sox manager. Grady Sizemore likes Dominic Fletcher.
That he does, and he's planning on playing him a lot too. I think that he pointed out, rightfully, that injuries to both Luis Robert Jr. and Dominic Fletcher have kind of interrupted what the White Sox thought their outfield was going to look like when they left Arizona, right? Certainly acquiring Tommy Pham had a lot to do with that as well. But now that all three of those guys, including Andrew Benintendi, are healthy and Tommy Pham is playing in St. Louis again, there's going to be an opportunity for Dominic Fletcher to get some regular playing time. And it sounds like Grady Sizemore wants to give him as much as he possibly can. You saw tonight, Grady, you said before the game how much he thinks of Dominic Fletcher as a defender, and then Dominic Fletcher goes out there tonight and makes some really good plays out in right field.
And today's starting pitcher, Davis Martin. I mean, what more could be said about this guy? I mean, he's going against the Yankees. And yes, Juan Soto took him deep in the first inning. I mean, who's Juan Soto not taking deep? If you throw a cutter right where you threw it, it's going to get hit hard. That same inning made sweet love to Aaron Judge, the guy who hit the 300th home run of his career, and made other people look stupid all game long. 5 2/3 innings, and I thought he was taken out like 2 batters too late instead of 2 batters too early. What did Grady say about when he took him out and why? I mean, I don't know why, because he walked 3 guys in that inning, but why he took him out as late as he did in that 6th.
I'm not sure he addressed that specifically, but I mean, I think anybody would agree, pretty good night for Davis Martin. I mean, 5 2/3 is not always what a starting pitcher wants to do, of course, but he did it effectively. He gave up basically nothing besides the Juan Soto home run. The 3 walks at the end, obviously a little bit more concerning. I think those were his only 3 walks of the game, all right there in that last inning. But the guy knows how to be an effective major league pitcher, it sure seems, doesn't it? I mean, from what he did as a rookie 2 years ago to what he's done in, admittedly, just a very small number of outings so far this year. But it really seems like he knows what he needs to do to go out there and be effective. He might not dazzle. He might not, rack up the kind of strikeout numbers or the kind of impressive resume that like someone like Garrett Crochet has this year. But, man, I continue to be impressed with what he is doing, his ability to just get the job done. And I think that counts for a lot. And it'll be very interesting to see if he gets obviously he's going to get plenty of run here the remainder of this season, but if he gets a full season as a major league starter next year, that'll be really interesting to see if he can just become this guy who you can count on every 5th day, because I think, so far he's showing a great ability to be just that.
And while the White Sox have everything pretty much wrong with them, I think going into next year, they could have confidence. They at least have a bunch of 3s at the minimum in their rotation. And if they trade away Garrett Crochet, I think they'll be confident in their starting rotation that it can be competitive versus these teams, at least, Sean.
Do you want me to seriously answer that?
Yeah, Jonathan Cannon's a solid starting pitcher.
Hey, Vinny, what percentage did Brooks Boyer say that the season tickets was going to go down next year?
10.
Yeah, I think they're going to try to compete, but I think they'll get their ass kicked.
Yeah, because the hitting sucks.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, I hear your part. Like, they might have 3 threes in Martin, Thorpe, and Cannon, but, like, how much of a quality team are you if you have 3 threes?
I'm not talking about the full team.
Is that going to lead to 62 and 100?
No,
or
I'm
worse?
just saying the starting pitching is a thing you don't necessarily have to worry about next year. That's what I'm saying. I don't think you have to worry about that at all.
I don't know though. I mean, all it takes though is just one injury to one of these guys, and then it kind of just puts all that into question. I mean, you assume that Uriarte would likely be on the 2025 team. That's an assumption though.
Kai Bush,
you'd assume,
Nastrini.
Kai Bush and Nastrini as well. So it seems like they have 5 guys, and then at some point in 2025, I think Noah Schultz would make his major league debut.
And unlike 5 guys, not expensive.
Exactly. These are very cheap 5 guys. But yeah, it is interesting to see Martin's growth. Sarah, if you want to flash the graphic, you could see Martin's pitching today. What I want you to focus on most is the amount that he threw his changeup 26 times, his second most used pitch. If you go back to 2022, he only used his changeup 11% of the time, and his slider was the second most used pitch. Now it's his least used pitch. He's using it 10 times in this game out of 85 pitches. His stuff plus on most of these pitches are pretty decent. They're all around 97. That changeup is the big real a new thing though for Davis Martin. He told you guys that it's a kick change. Not Cease spotted that when he was throwing it today. It's getting a ton of vertical drop, about 33 to 34 inches of vertical drop. The kick change is a Tread Athletic Brian Bannister special. Down in North Carolina, they teach all these guys a kick change. It's similar to a circle change, but you're basically just putting all of your finger pressure on your middle finger. So you're holding it like a 2-seam fastball.
Sarah, can you zoom into this guy?
Yeah. Hey, there you go. With your ring finger on this side, and then ring finger on this side, and then your middle finger on this side. And you're basically just squeezing it with your middle finger and then your thumb, and you're just trying to throw it like a 2-seam fastball. And I guess that's what Davis Martin told you guys, but it looks like a really disgusting pitch. I mean, he felt confident with it. He went out against the Yankees, threw it 26 times. It had a stuff plus of 109, and his 4-seam fastball and changeup, I think, were over 30% called strike plus whiff percent. I mean, like, that is the true baseline, the kind of what you need to do to survive as a major league pitcher. And he went out there and, 27 fastballs, 26 changeups, and they both were really phenomenal pitches. So I'm excited with Davis Martin, but did he talk more about his changeup?
He did. I don't really remember what he said, to be honest with you, but you covered it. I mean, I think that was he said that it really has become kind of the wipeout pitch for him, that they're trying to work toward getting that. See, sometimes you remember things if you just start talking. He said that they are trying to work toward that at the end of an at-bat, and I think you're going to see a lot more of it because it certainly is working for him lately.
Yeah, and it's interesting, too. I mean, even on what we just showed right there, I mean, his curveball is the 3rd most used pitch. I mean, we've heard so much, especially post-pandemic, about the slider and cutter and sweeper becoming these new forms of pitching. But it seems like, the White Sox really aren't relying on what most of the industry is saying. What works best is what we're going to go with, and I don't dislike that. I'm glad that they noticed, or Brian Bannister noticed, that Davis Martin could pull off this type of changeup. They've started implementing it, and it's been getting great results. So I'm all for them going away from the slider because, hey, maybe this guy's got 5+ pitches right here as a starter. Let's go.
If his changes was DJ stat plus stuff plus of 109, hell, and the slider's not. Tank that shit like he did today.
The slider was 102.
Was it? Fourth inning after the Gavin Sheets single, you get the single also by Dominic Fletcher. And then they attempt a double steal where Dominic's going to second and Gavin Sheets is coming home. I actually don't mind the move. I just mind who was at third while you're attempting this move. To get Grady go into why he attempted that with Gavin Sheets at third.
He did not. He was not asked about that. But two consecutive innings ended with outs on the base paths. You had Luis Robert Jr., I believe, in the inning prior, getting thrown out trying to steal second base. So, like you said, I think seeing that those types of moves are happening is probably a positive thing. But you got to execute them too. You want to be in a position where that is a part of your game, but you need to have it be a successful part of your game, or it won't be a part of your game for long.
And we saw a little bit of Dominic Leone come in, but then he had to leave the game. I'm assuming you have an update here on Dominic Leone.
Yeah, not too much of one, but they did announce right elbow soreness for Dominic Leone. He did not look good on the broadcast, at least. Obviously that's where you're getting the more close-up view of a guy's face and how he's reacting to things. He fell off the mound the pitch prior to exiting. I believe it was ball 4 on a pitch that ended in a walk. But yeah, he didn't look too happy. It didn't look like he was having too nice of a time. Obviously, he was getting hit around a little bit. But yeah, they say right elbow soreness, and he'll be reevaluated or evaluated further tomorrow.
Yeah, he looked really sad, downtrodden that he was hurt. And so that's sad for him because he fought to get back off the 60 AIL where he was on this most of the season. So I hope Dominic Leone is fine, and I hope he has a speedy recovery. But
he's on the team for next year.
He will be because he pitches every damn day. In that 7th inning where the Yankees took the lead, we saw another great play from Dominic Fletcher, another Dominic on the White Sox. But also I saw a thing that I've only seen Billy Hamilton do was the tag up there. Cabrera is at second base. After Dominic Fletcher catches the ball in right center field, he tags up and comes all the way around the bases. I mean, have you ever seen that in a Major League Baseball game yourself, Vinny, live?
I don't think on a fly ball like that. I have seen someone score from second on a bunt before. I actually saw Gerard Dyson walk off a team by scoring from second on a bunt down back in Kansas City. That was pretty wild. But yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen it on the sac fly like that. Heads up base running play, taking advantage of a guy who's down right on the field out there. A great catch by Fletcher, but you know he had to dodge Luis Robert Jr. and he's kind of out of position to make that play. I did not watch it live, but I have seen some commenters, and I think one of my colleagues in the box said that the relay throw in was misplayed by Brooks Baldwin, and that maybe had that been more cleanly fielded, they might have had a better shot at home plate. But Grady Sizemore gave props to the base runner after the game, and certainly you got to give credit there for a heads up play on the base paths.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of typical of the 2024 White Sox. I'm not too upset. We've seen worse plays.
I mean,
the White Sox.
At least he caught the ball.
Hey, at least he caught the ball. At least he didn't kick Robert in the face. At least we didn't have 2 down outfielders, and he walked home from second base. I mean, there's a lot of different plays where that play happens, but it's just a lot uglier. So we'll take it. I think the only thing left that I had, Sarah, was on the Davis Martin thing that I sent you. I just want to flash it one more time. All of 5 of his pitches up in that right-hand corner where pitch breaks are, they all have their own separate color, and you want those separate colors to have that space like they do. The green is very much in the green area. The blue is very much in the blue area. The red's in the red area. The orange, that changeup, is in that changeup area, and that pinky color, that fastball is near the top. All of those pitches have different breaks. So if he does have the same arm slot, if he does have the same release point on these pitches, then it's truly letting the break happen, and these guys have to react to, all right, well, it's coming out of the same slot. I have no idea if it's going to break away from me because it's a slider. I have no idea if it's going to break away and down from me because it's a curveball. I have no idea if it's going to go just keep straight on this plane because it's a fastball, or hey, he's got this nasty kick change that's going to just flail out to the arm side and just be a wipeout pitch. So he does look like a real thing. Hopefully he can just be a little bit more tight, maybe a little less walky, maybe just a little bit more towards the plate, and we'll be good. But that's going to do it for the CHGO White Sox podcast. We have an off-day show tomorrow. We'll be talking a little bit about your chat with Brooks Boyer. You also had a chat with Justin Jersley as well that we will feature on tomorrow's show. That's Vinnie Duber. You can read his latest work up at allchgo.com. He's our CHGO White Sox beat writer. Thank you to the person who just hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you are hitting the thumbs up button. Make sure you're subscribing to the CHGO Sports YouTube channel. We'll be back at 5:30 tomorrow with more White Sox coverage, but we'll be back all day tomorrow with Chicago coverage from the Bears, Blackhawks, Bulls, Cubs, etc., etc.
I got Jimmy, because the only people who call me Herbert are my fiance and some of my old friends. Like my guy Jimmy Levin.
Maybe it's Jimmy. Jimmy, reveal yourself. That's Herb Lawrence. I'm Sean Anderson. Thank you to Sarah for producing the show. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Goodbye.
We all silly like the mayor.